All right, I think we're up. Let me
Right.
get the links, send that out on Twitter. If anybody's already following us, you jump to the front of the line on our favorite people list. I'm tagging you in a link on Twitter to let anybody
All
that.
right. Yeah, I'll retweet it out. Did you say you're coming? You're going down to your lease this weekend?
Yeah, that might have gotten postponed. I'll let you know tomorrow.
That's pretty cool. If we got time, if you go, we'll definitely meet up for a beer or some shit.
All right, cool.
All right. Send it out.
Yep.
Guess I get straight. All right.
And I think we're good to get started, man.
Cool.
So, everybody, if anybody's listening, we're trying this out, so don't judge us. We're not pros by any means. Um, Show title we got going on right now is Third Coast SOS. It's for sports and other stuff. We can talk beer, whiskey, hunting, fishing, anything else we really want to talk about. As far as I'm concerned, we're not talking politics. That's my one rule. Uh, See if Bill agrees. But it's mostly
That's all
just
we're gonna do.
mostly just fun stuff and stuff that makes us laugh with
Sports centric for sure.
stuff that makes us laugh like the
We'll
Texans.
talk about on Twitter.
So
Yeah. Jokes.
uh
Jokes.
you want to tell everybody, I mean, about yourself? I mean, I'm sure they got an
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm Bill. It's not my real name. I don't know if I'm gonna give it to you yet, but it's not my real name. I took Bill after Bill O'Brien. Hit the O Zimmerman because I don't know if any higher plant that with the O Zimmerman name. But now, just a dude that loves sports, man. Sports and fishing. Like in my bio, fish my balls off. I love everything. So we can talk about most things. I don't get into politics too much, so we probably ain't gonna talk about that. But um, all that other good stuff, man. Anything. And, been on here a while. A lot of cool people on here, and so been wanting to do podcasts for a while. So it's a pretty cool opportunity. Be fun. Let's see what happens.
And y'all, I do give you my real name, so if you decide you like me and want to track me down and kill me, it's not too hard. But I prefer if you didn't. Um, Been in Houston my whole life, U of H guy, and pretty easy to get along with. So if we don't get along, it's definitely your fault. So I guess after that, Bill and I, when we started talking about this and putting it together, our number one rule was every episode we were going to start off either drinking uh, beer or something else. So and tell you what we're drinking. So I'll let Bill go first. See what he's got. He's been
Uh,
head starting a little bit.
yeah, I've got a head start. Ever since I found out the Texans news, I've been drinking pretty heavy. Went to the brew pub, local brew pub. I live in Port Lavaca, Texas. I don't live in Houston, so I don't beer here unless it's Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. That's when they're open. Today I got Pink Guava Funk
No,
by Prairie. Like I forgot, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
they make good
Pretty
beer though.
cloudy, pretty freaking cloudy, and it's good. I tried one at the brew pub before I left, but I didn't know if I want to buy another one or not. It's legit. It's good. I got a couple other ones here, but this one's very good. I'm more into like sour, so this one hits it. So pretty good.
Is it a? I went with the OG of Houston St. Arnold, but I needed some. Their heaviest. I got the art car today. I was like, you know what? That's perfect because I think the art car parade is more organized than the Texans right now. I was like, so I saw it in my fridge. I was like, it's just meant to be.
Yeah,
I
more organized.
I guess with that, let's just get into the Texans.
Yeah, let's go.
I laugh. We
Damn it, we got news.
we we actually put some production value in. I made this fancy list here, and the first thing we were going to cover was the GM hire and Nick Casario and tampering. Well, you could scratch that off the list because neither one's important anymore. Because number one, the Texans are. I can't imagine how much money's behind that organization, but yet they don't have anybody that could check and see what the dude's contract language is. And apparently, Nick Casario can't leave the Patriots. He's the one guy Bill's like Tony Soprano, blood in, blood out. You're never leaving my family. So he let us have Bill O'Brien, and he won't let us have Nick Casario. So I guess that says something about what he thinks of Bill O'Brien, what he thinks of Nick Casario. But just laughable, man.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the good thing about it is that at least they identified somebody for GM that Patriots actually don't want to get rid of. I guess that's the good part about it. Other than that, I'm trying to find some good things about the like I think the first tweet that I sent out after I saw that the Texans had fired Brian Gaines was this could be good or it could worry me that how this isn't anything Bobby at all. I don't think the whole shit that just came out with uh, the race deal. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I really think that they wanted this guy last when when Rick Smith had to step down, and I think they were going after him hard again, and they put all their eggs in that basket and they went all in. Unfortunately, they didn't do it enough. I don't think they should have gotten rid of Brian Gaines as quick as they did. I know Cal's probably worried about the whole image deal of the news getting out that they're looking for another GM. I don't know if that's what it was, but go ahead and guy, and you're not even sure if you can hire the guy you're looking at. I mean, that's just man. I don't know.
Because I'll be honest. I think I know football, but I'm no scout. There's stuff I miss
Yeah.
every day.
I love football. I think I know it. I'm not a genius.
So I mean, from third party perspective, let's be honest, because I know diddly squat about Brian Gaine, other than the fact that he used to work for the Patriots. He used to work here. He got fired, went to Buffalo, and then we hired him back to be GM when everybody else said, no, you can't interview our guys. That being said, the dude didn't have a first, second round pick, and he turned in a pretty damn good draft class. He made one pick different than I would have done because I keep going back. I wanted a Orlando Brown over Martinez Rankin, but that's one pick. I mean, he looks like an all-star out of the third round. Justin Reed, thank you. Everybody passed on him, but my whole deal is if they didn't want Brian Gaine, because that's what this screams me. They didn't really want Brian Gaine.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you look at it, they requested an interview Casario after Rick Smith stepped down. I'm gonna call it step down because I really think he really legit stepped down. They tried to interview him then, and or requested, but of course they weren't going to get that because you got playoffs going on because Patriots. for a while. Along with other people, Joe Douglas out of Philly. Uh, I think they actually did interview that Gutekunst dude out of Green Bay, but as soon as Green Bay caught wind of that, because he would take the GM job, I think they requested to interview out of Dallas, McClay, one of their rising stars, and Dallas went ahead and gave him a raise, upped his job position, job title, the vice president. Well, so they weren't able to get him, but I think Caserio was their target the whole time.
But see, this is where my problem with the Texans rise. Like everybody thinks Nick Caserio and Joe Douglas, two guys. Well, one we just tried to hire again got shut down. The other just got hired by the Jets. Everybody says the resounding opinion is they were better for the job. So why the hell couldn't they wait another month until the Super Bowl was over and just hire him then? It just
in a deal where I'll admit I don't know football, especially on that level when you're talking about executive position. Yeah, 5 weeks. That's the max. That's it. You know, the playoffs are going to be done. You can wait. But I know in that time period, you got the Senior Bowl, you got this and that. Plus, if you remember, Bob McNair is still owner. And Bob McNair, in whatever capacity, he was still running shit at the time. He's big on image. He's big on stability. You go 5 weeks without it, that's kind of not a Bob McNair thing. You know, if Rick's stepping down, he wants that stability. He wants somebody stepping in then. So I think that probably had something to play with it. And whether the Senior Bowl was coming to happen within that 5 week time frame, if they wanted their GM in place then, I guess I can see that. So I understand when people are saying, just wait for 5 weeks, get your guy. But at the same time, I understand you kind of want to have Bob. You wanted that stability. So I kind of get it. But at the same time, I get everybody's deal that it's just 5 weeks. You know? Maybe just wait a little bit.
You know, I'm going to say something here as a joke, but before I do, Bob McNair, I'll always like Bob McNair for bringing me football again. So, and he seemed like a decent guy. I don't believe the crap that everybody was saying about him towards the end. I think he was just a cranky old man that was starting to lose his mind a little bit. But is Bob McNair the equivalent of, or was he the equivalent of an owner of the captain of the Titanic? No matter what, he was just going to go full speed ahead. He didn't care if he hit icebergs. It's like, we ain't stopping.
It's kind of a good thing, that stability. You know, like we're not going to sit here and fire coaches, GMs year after year, and have new people coming in all the time. You wanted that deal where, okay, well, you didn't succeed at first, but we'll leave you in there a while. You know what you're doing. You know, you're going to right the ship, Titanic. And I think he was overly patient. And as we see with the son, I think he may have been a little too quick on the trigger.
Well, let's move into that. That was next on our list. Is Cal doing the right thing? I personally, at first, I'll be honest, when I thought when they were getting Nick Caserio, I was like, because everybody said Texans aren't backing down. Texans are getting their guy. Texans say, F you, Patriots, we're bringing him here. And it seemed like he wanted to go. So I was like, yeah, if you can get somebody that, I mean, and I'm talking, you know, people I respect in the local and national media, like, you know, like Lance Zierlein, he's like, you know, everybody I talk to says he knows what he's doing. And I researched him a little bit because I honestly thought when we had this first podcast, he was going to be already hired. I'll be completely honest. So, I mean, he's kind of unique because, like, I think it was 3 or 4 times working for Belichick, he's flipped from actually being on the coaching staff to the personnel side, back in coaching staff, back to the personnel side.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty interesting. But now that, I don't know, because now the rumors, I mean, you know, nobody knows what's going on. But I read a couple things today from, like, I think it was Ian Rappaport. Now there's a lot of thought in NFL people that the Texans are just going to let, I guess, Easterby and O'Brien just kind of man the ship until after the season. Then they're going to try for Casario after the season when his contract expired.
Well, actually, what was? Actually, I wrote it down. Never mind. Tom Pelissero. I don't know. He works for NFL Network. I read one of his tweets, or a couple of his tweets before we got on. Says that I guess his contract expires after 2020. So you're talking about waiting the whole year, the whole off season, the whole free agency.
Oh, jeez.
Again, before you would be able to get him. And here's the deal. We're looking at this as they wanted Nick Casario last year when they hired Brian. So if they really wanted that and then they settled for Brian Gaine, I guess mine, just Bill and Easterby or whatever, just finish shit until we get to January, which probably, unless they make the Super Bowl, they'll be ready to hire another GM in January. So don't rush it now because, I think they will rush, but no, you ain't waiting a year.
Yeah.
2020 to finish, hire him in 2021. I get it, he's your guy, but man, that's a long time for something you're not sure about.
Yeah.
I'm sure about it, but I'm not. I do know the Patriots are fighting tooth and nail to hold on to his ass. Here's what I don't get about it. Why file the tampering charges and not just say there's a provision in his contract that says can't interview? Like, why go all that way if Cal is right? Or if Cal's being truthful and saying, hey, we went through all the avenues, checked with the NFL here, step by step, the process all the way. Why do the Patriots go ahead and file tampering charges and just say, instead of just saying can't interview in his contract, bye? That's what doesn't smell right for me right now. And it's either the Patriots and the NFL thing, or the Patriots not doing their homework.
Or like you said it, it could be the Patriots doing their thing. This could be just Casario playing double agent just to mess with them. We'll get them to fire their GM, and I'll say I'm coming. And then,
that would tip my hat. Number one, tip my hat. Patriots. Number two, why the fuck are you worried about the Texans? I don't even know if it's like that. But why? I just don't get it. It's just weird. I think the bottom line is, though, you're firing Brian Gaine, and it really wasn't for the bill. A, B, you weren't going to follow through. Because I don't know. Could they have followed through with it? Just kept fighting. Now, that Tom SRO, whatever his name is, and he did say, how true this is, whatever, that Cal, when he found out about it, did ask about trade options. So, if that's true, that's good. Maybe you should have negotiated a little harder, but I can't imagine just. But are we gonna look? It's me and you and regular Texans fans on Twitter. Are we gonna fit differently if they keep dragging it on and get the Patriots balls drug across their face, or are we just gonna? They're gonna get it drug across their face either way. So,
the Texans the only way they're.
I don't know what
the only way they'll ever get a good reputation.
Fired Brian Gaine, didn't have your guy in the bag, and if there was tampering, and this Easterby fella was talking to Nick Casario at that Super Bowl ring sucks that they got going on in New England, why didn't Nick Casario tell them that? I think they were tampering. I think that's what this shows. Because, like I said, there's no reason that if you go through the proper avenues, the New England can't. It's in his contract. I really do think they're tampering.
There's
Cal back down. They had some good on.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if they had it proof. I guarantee you they were tampering. I guarantee you, Nick Casario. Huh?
Everybody does.
Yeah.
It's free agency. People are like, yeah, he's going to sign a contract with such and such before legal tampering again. There's tampering everywhere. They tamper. Tampon.
I laugh. People making a big deal about him going to the ring ceremony. What's wrong with a phone call? Let's assume these dudes are close enough friends to. Hey, man. I mean, now if they.
I think there were phone calls. I think, dude, picture if it was Spygate. Remember Spygate? They're going to spy on other people. You don't think they're spying on their own people?
They put that in the contract too.
That's what I'm saying. They got phone records. I guarantee you, they got shit. Cal's like, oh, we'll withdraw our interest. Sorry, now. That was easy. I mean, that's a lot of balls to be swinging to fire Brian Gaines and say, we're getting Casario, and then just go, no.
Yeah, the other thing is, I mean, it wasn't.
I bet they had it.
It was yesterday. I know for sure it was Wednesday, but I'm pretty sure I saw it yesterday too. Everybody said the Texans are not backing down from Nick Casario.
Oh, yeah.
They are firmly entrenched on hiring Nick Casario.
They ain't gonna back down on Thursday. They're gonna back down on Friday, 4:15.
I tell you what, Friday's at 4:15 now. People need to be down at Kirby just waiting for the press release and catch them in the parking lot. What the hell did y'all do today?
Mark Berman from the airport. Get your ass down. That's where the shit's going down.
Yeah, Mark's over here thinking he needs to be covering the Biggio's game here and shit like that. No, he needs to be over. Well, I guarantee it. How does it make you feel to be in Houston?
Yeah. How does it make you feel to see cows?
Oh.
Cows.
So
it's definitely some egg on the face, though. That's for sure, man. Because Brian Gaines, free agency or whatever. I mean, I understand not going all in trying to acquire free agents. But he did. God damn, how is he skipping my name? What's his name? My cornerback last year. I can remember his name any other day of the week. He got him. That galleries or whatever. But the draft last year was good.
You talking about? You said corner. You sure you're not talking about
Colvin, Aaron Colvin?
Oh
he got him last year, so that's the. I mean, and then he got Honey. You know, Tyrann Mathieu. You know, that was actually a good deal because it wasn't much. It was only 1 year, and really, they got about. I think they got good value out of it because Tyrann Mathieu wasn't great and he wasn't bad, so that was good value out of it. But
he was good. He
kind of so far.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, man. Colvin couldn't even see the field when he came back from injury. I agree. I like the Tyrann Mathieu signing. I'm glad. I also like the fact that we let his ass go. There's no way. 14 million a year for.
I'm glad we let him go. I'm kind of like, what could? But I do like Gibson.
Gibson was a good signing. I'll tell you, this goes into one thing. I think this. If we're looking for a real reason they fired Brian Gaines, I think you might be on something like Kareem. The one thing that bothered me more so than anything, I would have liked to keep Kareem because when he was at safety last year, he was an MVP level player. But and
that dude can freaking tackle, and it's not just the wrapping up and tackling; it's taking the proper angle. It's knowing what that he's good at, and.
But he's not good at covering guys, which is what I'm going.
Well, shit, none of them are. Jonathan Joseph is, except for a couple of times, and now he's on 35. But shit, you know.
Well, JJo's good, but see, like JJ got thrown under the bus last year. I mean, he was supposed to be your third corner. Instead, it's like your QB, your CB1 again, man. Well, I can't run with T.Y. Hilton. Well, nobody else can, so you got to look like an ass.
That's the problem.
But what do you think about this before we move totally past Brian Gaines? Does it bother you as much as it does me that everybody says Brian Gaines didn't even call Kareem Jackson and let him know they weren't bringing him back? He didn't call him, say, hey, you've been a great player here. Nothing like that. Like, they literally figured out he wasn't getting a contract offer because free agency started and he didn't get a call.
On a personal level, yeah. On a personal level, yeah. But I pay attention to the Texans more than I pay attention to the other team. I don't know how that goes. I do remember when, like, say, Glover Quinn left, he says, no, they never talked to him. And that's under Rick Smith. I don't know if that's a GM deal where they're just, not going to call you, hey, I like you. We're going to go get Grandpa Reed. I don't know if that's I don't know if it's commonplace. Does it bug me on a personal level as a fan? Yeah. Because I was there with Kareem, man. You saw that first year, and that shit sucked. It wasn't his fault much as it was, pay me, Rick. He's gone, and you're dependent on this rookie to be your number one corner.
Yeah, what was that damn?
He rebounded so well, man. He freaking blanked out the noise, and
he turned into a good player.
Awesome, man. He was a good corner, man. Awesome, maybe too much. He was a good corner. First rounder, probably not on that value, but when he got another contract, it was well warranted. He turned it around. I may have used him wrong the whole time, but hey, man, I love Kareem, and it does bug me on a personal level that you don't call the guy, but at the same time, I don't know if that's commonplace or not. I don't know if that's something that teams do. Call a guy above average, good player for you, and just go, hey, we're not going to talk. I don't know if that's commonplace or not.
All right, let's move on to our esteemed head coach. What do you think makes the Texans give Bill O'Brien so much power? And this is coming from, I'm so sick of him, and I don't make rash decisions usually. And this is also coming from a guy. I wanted Bill O'Brien in the hiring process. I was like, that's the guy. That's him. And I was totally fucking wrong. So I get having an ego. I don't get throwing your weight around when you're getting your ass kicked or when you're making constantly dumb decisions every time. And it just, and the reason it bothers me so much now is Deshaun's the best quarterback we've ever had in this town. And if he breaks Deshaun, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I would like to know if you have a reason that could establish why he keeps getting forgiven. Like Gary, when Gary kept getting chance after chance, everybody forgets, he would have us in games. Gary rarely, it happened a few times, but mostly he didn't get his legs pissed on. It's just he folded in the clutch. He wouldn't know when it was time to go for it on fourth down. He'd always punt or he'd always go for field goals. But he also had Schaub was all right a couple of years, but towards the end, Schaub sucked. Let's be real. I mean, he was good. But do I think that Gary would get over the hump with Deshaun? I really do. But Bill, it's I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I guess I don't like arrogant people, number one. And I really don't like arrogant people when you're not performing. It's like, what are you doing that warrants this?
I think the thing that's kept me hanging on to thinking, okay, he's okay from here, is that the way the team responds to him. They respond pretty well when they're down next week type shit. Other than that, I'm starting to worry. I'm not starting, but I've been worried. I don't know. I don't know exactly how much power he does have right now.
I hope it ain't much. I really hope it ain't much. Because
when I listened to that press conference that he had Monday or Tuesday, he said it wasn't just Brian Gang that got fired. It sounded like he got his ass thrown through the ringer too. So I think he's on alert. Right? He seemed like a dude who's watching his back. I don't know. I'm not a body language reader. different press conference than O'Brien had. He seemed a little like, I don't know. He seemed that he had a little bit taken from him because he was a lot more cool than normal in that press conference. And from what I hear, I don't have sources. I talk to people. Maybe Cal doesn't really like his arrogance, especially like you said when you're not. So I don't know if he's going to ruin Deshaun, but I just don't know. And I don't know, like, we sit here and talk about the offensive line. I don't know if it's Devlin, if it's O'Brien, what he's demanding of Devlin. I don't know any of that. I just don't know, but it's not working. It doesn't work. But at the same time, I understand. You lose Newton and Dwayne Brown the way you did, that's a big wrench thrown in the time machine. So from here, where the hell do you go? But I'm not hitching my wagon to O'Brien. That's a damn sure. So I think he's on alert. I do think he's on alert.
And I guess I shouldn't throw that on and ruin Deshaun because I will admit, as much as the dude has been annoying me lately, he has in the past gotten mediocre at best quarterbacks to play their best ball. I will give him that. Like,
that's the thing. We have the opposite ends of the spectrum. We have Brady. We have DJ Yates, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Ryan Hoyer. Like, we got the opposite end of the spectrum. We don't know what the hell he can do with quarterback. All we have is what he did with Deshaun in his rookie season. And Deshaun, he just needs to improve himself. There's some things, but this year's going to tell us a lot. This year's really going to tell us a lot. And I hope that that's what Cal told his ass. Like, hey, look, dude, just came out the gate firing his rookie year. Last year he's good. There's some things he needs to work on. And if he's not improving, is it Deshaun or is it Bill O'Brien and Bill O'Brien's offense that is hard as shit to figure out? So luckily, Brian gave the dude we just fired, gave him some more weapons. QT, Jordan Thomas. Hopefully QT can stay healthy. So, man, we'll see. But I do think he is on that seat. I think it's possible.
I think if since we're going to get this guy, Cal's just going to let him ride out the year and then look at just starting fresh everything after the season.
Fire him and then try to hire
him. Here, you just want to go into what are you seeing from the Texans this year? Free agents, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted Trent Brown. Everybody did, but I wanted that dude. It's a 26-year.
I wanted him at a good price. I didn't want him at a price. And it ain't money watching. It's just looking out for the future. You're about to have to pay Deshaun and all that shit. So I did. That price. I don't know. Especially if you're going to do what Oakland's talking about with the right tackle, probably. So. If it's right tackle and left tackle are kind of like,
It's an overblown thing. Everybody's remembering The Blind Side.
Like a little overblown, but I wanted him, but man, he got freaking paid. And I'm one of those guys who thinks that Sean, with him still on a rookie deal, that you try to build. And then once you do that, once you realize so and so isn't good, then you start filling in the blanks with people like Trent Brown and all that. But I would have done it this year, and I'd do it with what's his name, the Williams of
I'd do that too. Dude, I could tell you right now, if they're really, this is coming from a guy that wants Clowney here long term. If they will take Jadeveon Clowney for Trent Williams, we do that trade. I'd give him, see if Trent Williams would take, add, I think he's got 2 years left if I remember right. I'm pretty sure that's right. Add 2 or 3 more years to his deal, give him a little bit of raise, and you got 5 years of Trent Williams on the left side. Let Mr. Titus Howard or whoever is going to be the best one learn from him and play on the right until it has to be, and then
bring back Kendall Lamb.
Okay, Kendall Lamb got paid.
Brown. Hey, y'all want Duke Johnson? No, yeah, I mean, like, got him a couple more years, so that's good. Clowney, I'm the same way. I want him back. I like him. I think that he's going to cost more than Brian Gaines would want to pay. I think that could be part of why he got let go. Probably a little more than Bill would want to pay a guy, but I definitely want it back.
He's probably.
Paying him, you might as well catch in on it for a dude for a couple of years. You know that if nothing else will keep Sean Watson standing up, on his ass, not riding a bus to Jacksonville. Maybe he can take a plane next year.
That shit's just hilarious. You had to send your quarterback to Jacksonville on a fucking bus.
Dude. I guess Amtrak doesn't go to Jacksonville. You could have had your own car, dude. Could have been like freaking.
I gotta admit though, I bet it was more fun on that bus than on that damn team plane though.
Dude, I bet that was fun. Dude.
Well, you think Deshaun takes the next step this year? Cause see, he's. I mean, I see it. He has. Last year, he had a few games where he struggled a little bit, and part of it was line, but part of it was him. I mean, everybody wants to cover for him too much, and that's not this. I mean, I've already said he's by far the best quarterback we've had in this town. He has. I mean, not just runs. He has throws that very few people can make on the planet. Like that, like Philadelphia, he should have won that game. That throw on that touchdown to Vincent Smith, that's one of the most beautiful throws I've seen. And he has a solid 3 to 5 plays a game that just totally change everything. Only thing is, I think he will, and I think he can.
Yeah.
Because
and if you look at some of those plays, he's got 4 seconds to throw the ball. The line, as shitty as they were, they did what they could to give him time. He still held on to it a little bit. It's going to be. He wants to readjust. You got to learn. Did in college, you're not playing Bama every week. You got, and even if you're playing Bama, as good as Bama is, that's not an NFL defense. Everybody's coming.
Yeah,
everybody's covering. Everybody's doing their job. Unless you're playing Texans.
My main critiques of Deshaun are this. Number one, like everybody else, everybody said it on Twitter every game last year, get rid of the damn ball, get rid of the damn ball, get rid of the damn ball. Yes, he needs to get rid of the ball. Is it as bad as everybody says? No, but he's got to learn that he's got to get rid of the ball on time. And I get why he's not, because, he's always looking. He doesn't scramble that much. I mean, in honesty, it's really he's looking to pass.
Yeah, he's looking to pass. He's trying to move to trying to find a different slot. He's trying to move the pocket somewhere else. Instead of trying to just scramble and try to get away, he's pocket somewhere else. And sometimes he does it unnecessarily.
I wish, I think his biggest thing, it ain't Clemson when you're going to score 50 points a week. I mean, you might do it on
That's what any rookie quarterback.
And
Baker Mayfield's going to go through it next year.
Yeah, I think Baker's going to have. Everybody's talking about.
Once people adjust to it, you're going to have to figure out how you adjust and not apologize. But I've got me in the line. So I'm going to go pee.
All right.
Talk.
All right.
In front of the camera. I'm going to pee right here.
Okay.
Now keep talking. Come back.
The things you'll only get here on the Third Coast SOS podcast, a live pee break. But now, Deshaun, I'm interested to see if he can go from being that very, very good quarterback to that great quarterback. I think he will. He has too many good plays not to be able to. Does that make the Texans a contender next year? I don't know. When you have a great quarterback, you always have a chance. The receiving core, I think, is about to shock some people because I know everybody caps on Will Fuller for staying healthy, but I mean, like last year, he got pulled down from behind, tore his ACL. That could happen to anybody. It has nothing to do with his conditioning, nothing else. DeAndre Hopkins, everybody knows he's the best receiver in the league. Kiki Kuti, that dude, if we can get him better hamstrings, he is a faster, blacker Wes Welker. And I mean that in the greatest way possible because that dude's – they both went to Tech. I don't know what it is with Texas Tech and slot wide receivers, but they just turn them out year after year. So, and the Jordan brothers and our water polo playing tight end, I have high hopes for.
Yeah.
So,
About the water polo.
yeah.
Everybody's excited about him. Dude, and everybody wants to say that it's the water polo playing dude. Dude, watch the tape of this guy. Dude, I'm no professional. He's a football player. He's a football player. Turn on the tape, you don't think, shit, dude. I mean, he kind of caught that ball, but he looks more like a water polo guy. No, he's a football player, dude.
Oh,
he looks good. Good. Does. I didn't know who the. I didn't know who the hell he was.
Well,
I go, that's weird. I said, oh, okay, I get it. I can see that.
Well, like I told you on Twitter at the draft, I knew who he was for one reason because, you know, I'm a big Lance Zierlein fan. And he did some quick 3-minute hit with Daniel Jeremiah talking about the 3 rounds of the Texans draft, and they picked him in the second round. I'm like, why would we pick a tight end? We got the Jordan brothers, and we got Daniel Fells, who ain't going to make the team now. But and all of a sudden, he's like, yeah, he played water polo. We don't see that very often. I'm like, water polo? And then, yeah, same deal. They showed footage. I'm like, that dude's a beast. I think somehow between Jordan Akins, Jordan Thomas, and Waring, I can't pronounce his first name, Kyrie or whatever it is, doesn't matter. The Texans have found their tight end group. I don't know who's going to be the Gronk and who's good. And I guess Jordan Akins is going to be the non-murdering version of Aaron Hernandez.
I think Jordan Akins is the guy you got a possibility of. That same build, Aaron Hernandez actually out the backfield. And when you look at some of that tape of when Bill O'Brien was calling plays in New England. I know we don't want to give him any credit, but the way they used Aaron Hernandez out of that back, and you put him out in the slot. But Jordan Thomas, he's been getting a lot of hype.
Yeah, the only thing that concerns me is they're talking about him being the starting tight end and blocking, which he looks the part. There ain't no doubt about it. Dude's 260 pounds, but he played wide receiver before, and now we're just.
And that's why I think that Fells dude has a chance because he can block.
I don't know, dude. I don't see him making the team anymore.
And then you got that fellow out of what's his name?
Gillespie.
Yeah, old Gillespie.
He looks like apparently he's crazy though.
Fullback, I guess. I don't know if they're gonna. That's a lot of options in that time. I did. Anyway, Haterade by Eighth Wonder. That's what I'm going to. And I don't know. It looks like my shit's a lot darker now. I have to adjust the lighting in.
That's the Goza, ain't it?
Goza. Love Gozas.
Yeah, me too. They're awesome. It's funny. I switched to a Eighth Wonder too. I got Weissheimer.
There you go.
But
they have that up at O'Neill's. I never drank it. I've always been. Anytime they have Gozer, there's something.
What's dang it, now I'm having a brain fart, but they is it Roaring Sons that does the Gozas? They have a grapefruit Goza, and that thing is amazing. Because I'm pretty sure.
Don't they have a Dallas Roaring Sons?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Roaring Sons. It's either that or, anyways.
Beer break, people. Beer break. Beer.
But if you if you like gozas, they do seasonal ones all year round. Like summers, they got lime and grapefruit. And at Christmas time, they got a cranberry. But my favorite's the grapefruit. So you might check that out.
If you're like me and you live in Texas, you can't get beer on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You can just drink them a enchilada with lime and salt.
Hey.
Lime and salt. And let me tell you, I pumped that beer up pretty good. But it does matter if you're out in the hot sun fishing. If your fish is hot, that beer tastes 100 times better. When it's nighttime, all right.
Man, you're selling the mini HEB in Port Lavaca short. You know, you got usually one good beer in there. You always have, though I'm not, no offense to it.
Shiner, Carbach sold out, so look, dude, Carbach, make your money. But for me, that took like I don't get Spring Bach anymore. I get maybe one St. Arnold beer, some TEV, Shiner, and Carbach because Carbach's got to have 2 of their beers in bottles and cans. If Budweiser's going to do it, so
yeah, I'm the same way. I don't hate the owners.
Longer, they don't even make that one anymore because they sold out and they wanted to do some other winter seasonal deal. And InBev probably told them, hey, it's this or that. Get rid of one, so they got rid of Mother Lager. So there you go.
Well,
not just me at effect.
I don't know. I actually don't think I told you this. Crawford Box is a pretty decent beer, but I can tell you why Mother and Lager is no longer on the list. And I'll tell you why, because I don't know if I told you this, that I like brew beer too. Mother and Lager is not on the list just because it's in its name. It's a lager. They do not want to waste. It takes over twice as long to ferment a lager. They do not feel like wasting the time in the fermenters for a season. Huh?
Guys that run Carbach or InBev?
Oh, definitely the InBev. They want them churning.
Exactly. I don't have any insight. Yeah, you lager a beer, you gotta. It depends. Like here, like that shit, Pilsner lagers. Talk shit about them what you will, but they've done a good job of taking rice and corn, pumping that shit out in 2 weeks. I'll give them credit for that. To get that cleaner of a taste. I guess warning people, but anyway, here's the deal, Carbach fans. Carbach selling out the InBev fucked you too. Now you don't have Mother and Lager. How about that? It's delicious.
It is a good baseball beer. They're in it. Well, I guess before we close out the Texans for our inaugural episode, give me 3 players you want to see this year.
Jordan Thomas. Justin Reed. Titus Howard. I got to see Titus Howard. I want to see what he does. I know it's probably a 2-year project type thing, but I want to see what he does wherever they put him. But yeah, we'll see where Justin Reed is in his second year because he had a pretty impressive first year, and dude, he seems like what we see in social media and what people talk about, like taking a leadership role.
Well, I mean, something a lot of people don't talk about. He went to Stanford. I mean, I get he's still an athlete, but he went to Stanford. So, I mean, yeah, it seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders. So, but yeah, I loved your 3 because I'm the same way. I'll pick a different 3, but I got to see Titus Howard because on draft day I was counting down thinking I was about to get Andre Dillard, and then Philadelphia came in and just swooped in and said, nope. And then they sold us, we were taking Titus Howard anyways, which I call BS on. But, hey, all reports are the guy looks good. So my 3, I'll go with first I want to see Deontay Foreman. I'm a U of H guy, but I know he went to the evil empire. But
I'm a UT guy. So
yes, I know that. So me and you, like, if this keeps going through college, me and you are going to have issues. But Enjoy Tom Herman, asshole. But
Thank you.
Deontay Foreman, his rookie year, I was like, as soon as I saw him hit the field, I was like, that's it. We got a running back now. Like, and this, I watched a few games of his in college. I got to be honest, I didn't see it. I mean, I know he put up godly stats.
Dude, that's me. As a fan, I was like, I like him. I can see some of the things he does, but I don't think I felt. And he looked like he handled it on a good Achilles. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he was phenomenal. I mean, to be honest, in spurts. So, everybody, Pat the Stat, the man, the myth, the legend. He says he looks really good. So, of course, it's no pads, and so we'll see. So he's one. I'm going to get criticized for this, crucified, I should say. I want to see Julian Davenport if he's going to make anything of his last chance.
Hey, dude. Apparently, you're going to get a chance to see it.
Because
it was always a project.
Because
that's the thing.
And
here we are in year number 3. So.
And he has moments where he looks really good, but then he has moments where. I don't know. I'm doubtful, but I do want to see.
So long.
Well, I mean, if you're building a dream offensive lineman's body, that's what he looks like. That
a little better, yeah. But yeah, dude, he got that length.
But
that, like, sometimes he just forgets to bend.
He forgets how to play. But
like we both said, we're not like. I played O-line in high school. Well, okay, I sat on the bench in high school while other people played. Including Cody Wallace, former Texan, former Steeler, former Aggie.
Oh.
Anyway, I played with him. But anyway, I'm not professional. But I did play O-line, and I do know that you've got to what it takes mechanics-wise. And he has it sometimes, and he doesn't have it other times, and that's what affects him. Because he's got the length, he's got the hands. But when you're not positioned right, you're going to get dogged. It's just the way it is. But, like I said, he was a project the whole time. So, what happens here?
My last.
Is Devlin telling him right? We don't know. And I don't know if that's clearance into what O'Brien asked of Devlin. So, I have no clue about Devlin. I have no clue about Davenport, but we're going to find out.
And I guess my last guy, I'll go with Tayshaun Gibson. I'm curious because I don't think we're gonna miss the Honey Badger as much as everybody thinks.
I love that was their. I don't know if it was even the back. I love that it was their backup plan. I like. I really do. I really do.
Because
I don't know if we'll. I don't know if we'll miss a beat there, but we may actually get a little better. The excitement of Honey Badger is the off-script shit he does. And we didn't get to see too much of that, which is why I think it's cool we got like Tayshaun Gibson because he's more of a traditional type of safety, and that's rag. That's rag. Traditional safety.
And then
made that up.
And just let Jordan Reed do what he wants to do.
Justin Reed, man. I can't wait to see that dude. This year. Dude, I can't.
I have such high hopes.
I really am.
I have legit. To me, it is to me, he is a legit possibility. He is behind J.J. Watt because J.J.'s already won 3 of them. Behind J.J., I think he's the best chance to be like Defensive Player of the Year. I think he has. I think he has that ability if he builds on what he did last year, just all over the field. All right, let's go to the second most poorly run organization in Houston. Now, I know you're also a Spurs fan.
Yes, I'm in mourning today.
So I'll just cover the Rockets real quick because there's not much to cover. They may be more poorly run than the Texans right now. They have no clue, and the entire NBA just let a title go to Toronto. So let's just I think we can just skip over the NBA for today. What do you think?
Yeah. Congrats to Kawhi.
I mean, well, this is one of the few times since you're a Spurs fan I get to stick it to you. So how does it feel knowing all the original trio is now retired and the guy that would
I want to stop watching.
and
Watch basketball forever. Officiating is annoying, and it's not just because I think the officials suck. It's just one of the hardest sports to officiate. It's freaking annoying to watch on a night and night. Because I watch the Spurs. I'll watch a freaking game. So this year, every freaking game, night in, night out. So I see basketball all the time, and officiating is annoying. More annoying than even the NFL. And I've been wanting to stop watching it. I said it. I was like, man, okay. You're tired. Well, here comes Ginobili. Until Ginobili's the best. I can't wait until nobody retires. Here comes freaking Kawhi. They traded him, so can't wait until Kawhi retires. Hey Murray, he missed all last year, but he's going to be a badass. He's going to be here next year, so I guess I got to keep watching. But I pay attention to the Rockets a little bit. Can't help it because I hear about them all the time on the radio, so I end up watching them.
well, I don't know. James Harden, I love Daryl Morey, but he makes me look bad right now, so I'm not going to talk about it.
I think Daryl Morey's deal. No, you don't talk about it. I think Daryl Morey's deal. He's excellent at looking at players who are in the NBA already. Saying, all right, this guy's good. He'll fit. This guy's good. Especially with James Harden. Freaking, I've always defended Daryl Morey. So he did an excellent job getting Harden. And I don't even hate on Harden. He's good. Period. He's fucking good. There's no reason that they should go in the playoffs and lose. Let's blame it on Harden just because he didn't have his normal regular season game. It's the freaking playoffs. Newsflash. People are going to freaking key on it. He's not going to be able to do that heroic shit every damn night. So, Harden, and I defend Morey to a point. What Morey does wrong, in my opinion, is he's not able to look at NBA players who aren't that good yet, or players in the draft who, or whatever, and say, okay, I think that guy can develop. So he ends up having to go pick Gordon, having to go pick this guy, having to go pick that guy, and you spend so much money, you spend so many draft picks. By that point, when it doesn't work out, you're stuck to where you're at now.
See, I'm gonna disagree with.
Now you got CP, Chris Grandpa.
Oh, dude.
Now you're stuck.
Oh, I was calling him CP50 in the playoffs because, good Lord, he aged. You're gonna have to make me defend him a little bit.
And I wanted. That's how much I know.
But you say that about Daryl, though. I mean, he's found a lot. I mean, everybody. He found Kyle Lowry first. Now he can let him go. He found.
That's what I'm saying. Then you let him go because you want to get the other good NBA player. You never let the shit develop.
Maybe so. Maybe you're right, but
you can't just replicate what Miami did. That's what Miami dream. You can't replicate that. Everybody says you got big three, but everybody wants to talk about the Warriors went out and got a big three. They drafted.
They did.
They developed that. Then you're spending, and then it doesn't last forever. I think that's his deal, but I do think it's salvageable for another year or two. And then it's like, how many more years can Harden do what he's doing?
That's the deal. It's tempting me, the Rockets, and this would be the last thing I think say about them. Go and talk about the Astros because that'd make me happy.
Let's not do. I'm done with basketball.
But James Harden, I think he's got 2 more seasons at whether they want to give him credit or not. He's no lower than the second maybe third best player in basketball. I mean, what he's doing.
Top 5 easy. Top 2, top 3 or 4. Yeah.
And then after that, you probably got 2 or 3 more years of what Chris Paul was last year to where it's very, very, very good. But it's going to suck if last year a hamstring was the best chance he ever had to win a title. And it got taken away because of a hamstring. But we'll see how they do.
I know all about Zaza. I ain't forgot about you, Zaza Pachulia, bitch. You're in Kawhi in 2017. That would have been his third goddamn father.
So the Astros, the gem franchise with Jeff Luhnow, who is what Daryl Morey always wanted to be.
What are they doing right now, anyway?
Before we
are we violating FCC 10-2, bottom of the 6th?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Welcome home, Bizio.
The Rockets won 2 titles, but the Astros are. You think they're going to be the best franchise ever in Houston? I mean, they're just.
I almost feel like I can't even answer it as a guy who's not from it.
You're close enough.
Yeah. Dude, that's what he's doing. What Lunau's doing and what Crane's allowing him to do. It's ridiculous. Do you realize, and you do, it's a rhetorical question. Realize what they've been doing without their top 3 players? It's stupid, dude.
It's 3.
The top 3 players, but Brad,
3 all-stars are off.
Gone out the damn lineup, dude.
Oh.
Altuve. I haven't seen Altuve. Dude, he's been gone forever this year. And then Springer, he was just freaking living it up, dude. Gone. And Correa, dude. Somebody does a damn Yokozuna fucking butt drop on his rib, and he's gone.
Broken.
Still freaking win. It is ridiculous. Usually I'm looking every year, even when they're winning the World Series, I'm looking, what kind of bats can we trade for? What kind of bat? Not this year. We got them. They're coming back.
This year, you're looking for maybe a starter. Well, no, not maybe a starter. You would like to have a better third starter, and then maybe one guy in the bullpen. Don't touch the damn lineup.
Yeah, exactly. Lineup out of the question. I think you're looking at starting pitching. I think you're looking at somebody. Oh, they got that. Different names, but I ain't watching all the Major League Baseball. Hell, I can't even get the Astros out.
Dude, was it I think it's Astros Future on Twitter. I think. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Whoever, I'm not giving you credit. It's not. I'm trying to. I can't remember. Brought it up. Max Scherzer to the Astros, and I was just like, that would be insanely epic. Because I think it would just be so great to reunite him and Verlander.
That would be pretty cool. There's a lot of other options. I think there's another dude in Detroit, Shane Green. That's another dude they're talking about. And I couldn't tell you what the hell he looks like because I don't watch Detroit play baseball. But I just know some names I've been looking at. There are a lot of options that can improve that starting rotation enough. And is it even needed?
You don't need it.
That's the thing. Is it even needed?
Because, see, everybody forgets this because we won the 2017 World Series. They needed Justin Verlander in 2017. You needed him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They don't need anything this time. Anything they add is gravy.
If they paid Pat, I'd be so cool. But if they don't, it's like, dude, this is freaking anti-Texans.
Isn't it amazing?
Oh, God. And that pisses me off that they just said another franchise. I hate it. But still, it's like you go out and freaking. I don't want to get back on the Texans, but.
Well, no. Let's make one comparison, though. And this goes to both the other. We hit on the Rockets and the Texans. Isn't it amazing how when a front office and a coaching staff are in perfect alignment, how big a difference it can make?
Yeah, and it does. But I also do think that baseball is so good. baseball is so different because the coaches and that relationship is so different. It's weird.
Well, baseball.
And even in high school, did you play baseball?
No, I didn't. I was football and wrestling.
Between football, you play football, and you see the relationship between the baseball players and their coach. It's like completely freaking different. It's such a complete different atmosphere.
Well, especially
and so open to them, the players. It's so crazy. Like, and then the coach can go back to the GM, get to the majors, and say, "This is my clubhouse, man. This is what we're feeling, man. This is what we need. You know, this is what." I think probably Hintz played a big part in Verlander getting here in that second wave, the end, the last minute, because he's like, "Dude, this is what we're feeling. Like, feel this, you know, like this is what we need."
Yeah, the famous everybody went to bed and was like, well, we're screwed. And then everybody wake up. That was me because I get up to go to work at 5:30. I woke up, did my normal routine where I'm getting dressed, turned on my phone, checked whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that was the hurricane going on, right? Was a hurricane going on?
Yeah, that was the hurricane time. I think it was right after. Yeah, you were probably. I don't know. I'm guessing you went somewhere.
Marble Falls. Yeah, we evacuated. We got shingles blown all off. I hit like 20 miles south of us.
Yeah, I mean,
40 miles south.
You know this. People don't, but my hunting camp's right by there. So
I hit. Y'all got screwed. Yeah, dude. Here's the deal about me and Kyle. If you don't know, this dude's hunting right across the street from my work. So. Like random shit, dude. I live 100 miles south of Houston. Right across the street where I drive to every morning. And I still yet to meet him.
Yeah, this is.
We're going 8th Wonder. We go local again with Houston Hayes.
Nice.
Hayes going on. But anyway, yeah, dude. Yeah, we evacuated the shit out of it, dude. We went to my Uncle Claro first, and then coming. Oh fuck, we'll go to the hill country. So we went to the hill country. Basically went on vacation for a week.
Yeah, it was pretty miserable in town, I can tell you that. But
and who knew the worst of it? Like, we didn't get shit. We had to go on the roof and patch up some shit.
Dude, I tell you, you want to talk like, I mean, I came out lucky. Don't get me wrong. No, nothing really got damaged.
Yeah.
But I had 2-month-old twin girls at the time. So all this is going down. Well, then I lived at the time, I rented a house, the same neighborhood as my parents. And I went over there and helped them because they didn't flood or anything, but both my grandparents and my aunt and uncle flooded. So they're over there bitching, moaning, groaning, living at my parents' house, trying to cheer everybody up. Horrible. It was terrible. And then we pissed everybody off because that was Game of Thrones season 7 finale back when it.
Dude, I'm watching Game of Thrones and Motel 6.
Everybody.
Brewery up there, so I was going to the brewery. Where you going? I'm like, I'm going out for a minute. Where you? Brewery. I got a brewery down the road. I googled it. Then I come home and just watching Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Back when it was still fun to watch Game of Thrones. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that today. We've gone over.
Here's what you're going to learn about me. Is I don't do black and white very much. I'm all there's a medium. I'm a glass half full, but there's a medium type dude. That's why I know people on Twitter probably think I'm just a big Texans homer. No, I just see something that's overly critical since I'm glass half full. I need to comment, and it annoys the shit out of me. Yeah, that's the thing. It annoys me that I'm that way. So.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, we're not going to turn this Game of Thrones podcast, but I think enough people like it. There was some stuff like I didn't hate.
Game of Thrones. Tune in next week.
There's a couple twists that I didn't hate. I just overall it just too confusing.
No. But it was still cinematically satisfying. So. I'm not a big movie dude, so I read the books, so I got that in my head.
Yeah,
I don't have the last.
yeah. I like your banner there in the background.
I had to put something up. I commandeered my daughter's room. So I got the drive-by truckers. I got my sigil. Fishing is coming. So
Speaking of fishing,
something up. I had to have it back.
I don't have a background, so I'll work on that. We'll improve on that. How's the fishing been lately? I know you go fishing like every day.
Like I said, your hunting place is right across the road from me.
Right.
The river. I go down there every day. It's been shitty this year.
Too much fresh water?
Yeah, dude. Lake, anytime anybody takes a piss in Lake Texana, they're letting water out. So we got muddy water here, and then the tide. The last 3 weeks has been up so far; it's covering the park. So I haven't been able to.
Yeah.
So it's been, you know, I mainly fish by land or I wade. I got a kayak, but I don't get on it too much. I don't have a boat. I have friends with boats, so but mostly I fish by land. Now you're talking daily, every day. I've been catching flounder for a while, but they've worn off. So I don't know. I was throwing lure the other day. I pulled up my lure twice in the course of 15 minutes, and I had a lure bitten in half.
Jesus.
Thinking maybe some bonnethead sharks or some shit. Because usually the paddle tail will get bit off or something like that, or some shit. Bitten clean in half. You're talking.
Yeah, you had to run into some little sharks or something.
Full of bonnetheads and shit fucking around up there, but no, it hadn't been good. But we went last night. Not last night, but yesterday evening. I went with my father-in-law. We might go fishing with him. And the trout were running around Indianola, so we got in a couple good trout. So, fishing's fishing. I'll fish anytime. Like I said, my bio, fishing my balls off. I'll fish.
My brother's got a nice boat, so we were down there Memorial Day weekend. We fished Keller. We just used croaker.
Okay.
We just used croaker. We went out wading. I think we caught about half limits, but it was, man, all I know is it was like 15-mile-an-hour winds, 20-mile-an-hour winds going out. I've never.
Awesome this week.
Yeah, we know. Of course, we were thinking of coming down for Father's Day, and we still might, but of course the wind's supposed to pick up right when the weekend gets here, as it always goes.
It always does. But if you are down, let me know. If I'm available, we'll get a beer.
Well, I'd call that show one. What do you think?
I think I'll call that show one. That's pretty good.
I thought it was fun. If y'all don't already follow Bill, which I'm sure you do, he's one of the most famous independent people on Twitter as far as Texans go. But
thanks, I'll take more.
But at the _Reliant, and I'm at Kyle A. Caesar. Y'all let us know what you think, because like I said, we are complete amateurs, this being our first episode. So if you have questions, comments, something, and just if you're going to be criticize the hell out of us, at least make it constructive. Don't just at us. Anyways, if y'all have stuff y'all want us to talk about in future episodes, we don't have a regular schedule yet, but send us something and we'll put it on the list. So, Bill, you got anything else?
I say, guys, if you did watch this, thank you. Let me know. Criticize me. I got Boston people in my messages. Tell me shit. So I can take you.
We'll tamping them. All right. Later, guys. I went with the OG of Houston St. Arnold, but I needed their heaviest. I got the art car today, which he used to work. Like everybody thinks Nick Casario and Joe Douglas. Two guys. Well, one we just tried to hire again got shut down. The other just got hired by the Jets. Everybody says the resounding. Nick Casario. Huh?
Everybody does.
Yeah.
People are like, yeah, it's not a content. Before legal camper. There's campers everywhere. And campers.
I laugh. People.